All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Wednesday. Look, I don't even know what day it is anymore. And you know what? I don't even care anymore. God bless everybody in Jesus' name, in the name of Yeshua, Jesus the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray you and your family are super blessed. As Bitcoin is chilling out, altcoins pumping like a wild lady. Today, I think we're going to focus a little bit more on altcoins. Alright, gotta give a major shout to everybody in the chat. Shout out to A Few Things Capital. Let's go Jay, been a premium member since March 21. That's what's up, bro. Shout out to IPP Crypto. What's going on, bro? God bless you, man. Good to see you. It's been a while. Shout out to Bruno Cyberfunk. Good morning. It's time to multiply. Shout out to BitNoodle. Shout out to Fruit Market. Shout out to Space. Shout out to Ads No Dude. 1,000 likes in 30 minutes, not possible. Bro, we've hit 1,500 likes in half an hour before. We've hit 2,000 likes in half an hour before, bro. So, I don't know. I think it's possible. Never say never, my friend, alright? Never say never. And if you think it's not possible, here's what you gotta do. Call up your mom. Call up your mom's boyfriend's best friend's boyfriend's friend and say, come like the dang video so we can get $1,000, alright? So quit your complaining and take action. That's the only way you're gonna get ahead in this life, man. Quit your complaining and take some dang action. You know what I'm saying? You got all these kids up in the universities complaining about this and that, inequality, and all. Shut up! Get out there and start making some dang changes in your own life, man. You could complain all day till the cows come home, till the corn turns blue. Let me tell you what you're gonna do. You're gonna stay miserable the rest of your life. Take some action, bro. Shout out to my man CBK Wahoo. Good morning, Jay. Let's get that mad Monopoly money. Shout out to Nihilist UK. Shout out to Tiago. Smash that like button. That's right. Smash the like button. Get your coffee out. Your good old Market Cipher mug. With your pencil neck turkey. Take a sip of that caffeine. Going through the veins today, man. We got that caffeine pumping today, baby. Woohoo! Shout out to Soar. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Crypto Coons, God bless you, bro, holding it down with the wrench. And shout out to everybody who's a mod in here, God bless you guys. Shout out to Andrew Cameroon. And a major shout to Athena. How about ETH, man? We're going to talk about ETH. XRP took Jason Tatum's ankles. Yeah, XRP is pumping, baby. It's funny, though, all these altcoins pumping, people happy, but we haven't even made a new local high on XRP. Alright? Shout out to Allison J. Shout out to the mother fuckers. Okay. Alright, I just said it out loud, my bad. But shout out to you, man. Alright? Shout out to Alchemist. Shout out to Connor332. Shout out to Luan Pottiger. He says, yeah, stop complaining. Alright, shout out to Crypto Crank. Shout out to Dakota with the dog in the dang thumbnail. Shout out to Bullish on Parade. Add it to your DGen long. Oh, you're long on DGen. We could check it out, Bullish on Parade. Faux show. Shout out to Darren Does Things. And shout out to Chatty C. You're no long on ENS. Maybe we could take a quick look at ENS at some point. Yeah, shout out to Crypto Coon. I'm just reading the dang name, and all of a sudden I realize I said a cuss word. You know what I'm saying? I should probably think them in my head before I say them out loud, alright? So hopefully YouTube beeps that out, alright? Now, we do need to do a quick reminder here that ANTARCTIC Exchange is the best exchange in the world. If you sign up using my link, you get very low fees, 0% limit order, 0.015% market order. I don't think any other exchange is offering this right now. Also, it's a completely decentralized exchange, guys, meaning you hold all your own assets on your own hot or cold wallet. There's no market makers. It's totally peer-to-peer liquidity pool, and everyone who trades on the exchange is partial owner of the exchange. You benefit from fees. You benefit from other people's liquidations because we are the market maker, baby. This is going to change the game when it comes to trading. If you want to learn more, check out the white paper. Check out the tutorial on their website. Click the link in the description. Also got to give a major shout out to BLOFIN. BLOFIN offering 10% cash back, 0% limit order fees, 0.04% market order fees. multiple $100 giveaways every single month, and a chance to win all these prizes. You could even win a dang Tesla Model 3, baby. Also got to give a big shout out to the Casper Crew VIP Discord, where we give the long trades in advance. Gave it from 86, gave it from 93, gave it from this last dip that we got before the next big pump over 100K. JasonCasperTrading.com, best trading community in the world. Also, got to give a major shout out to the free trading course. Free trading course. Go to the Jason Casper YouTube channel here. Go to playlists, all right, and check the free trading course. This is going to be an 18-part trading course. We've already got 9 videos up here, all right, in the playlist. Check it out. If you're new to trading, check this out, all right? This will save you lots of time and lots of money. Lots of money, trust me. Man, if only I had this free course when I started trading, I'll tell you. If only I had this course when I started trading, I will tell you. Sheesh, man. Sheesh. Okay. All right, so let's discuss. We'll do a quick Bitcoin assessment. Then we'll get into these altcoins pumping. Make sure to smash up the likes, guys. We got 500 people in the house. We still have 20 minutes to get our 1,000 likes going on, all right? We're in the banana zone. I don't know if we're quite there yet, Lawless Yak. I don't know if we're quite there yet. But we're getting close. Shout out to Mo Rami, the best crypto stream and streamer trader in the world. Fun, energetic, and alpha. Well, I don't know if I could accept that about myself, but I appreciate it. Shout out to the Whiskey Reaper. All right, let's pop right over. Let's pop right over. One of the cool things about Antarctic Exchange is you could open up longs or shorts, multiple trades for the same asset, right? So I could be long from here, I could be long from here at the same time. And if I want to, I could open up shorts at the same time. And there's 2 different ways to do it over here. You could do the split, or you could do the merge, all right? So you could add to open trades or open up new ones. This is really cool, especially for people like me who like to take a trade, take a profit one, and then pretend the trade's not open anymore and look for the next one, all right? Let's pop on over to TradingView because this is a Wednesday. And as we know, Wednesdays oftentimes put in that weekly high or that weekly low. The weekly high or the weekly low. So, here we go. Don't you know, Wednesday put in the weekly high or the weekly low. So here's the deal. We go to our 2-day time frame, and we have been flirting with a 2-day red dot here for quite some time. And really, here's the deal. I think the 2-day sums this up perfectly. Money flow on the 2-day, it has just crossed from the purple into the blue. Money flow on the 2-day has just crossed from the purple into the blue. To put this in perspective, guys, last time we saw this happen, where money flow has just crossed from the purple into the blue, and we get our first red dot, it's right around here, okay? We're kind of right around this area, which is about to break the range, right? We're coming to the high of the range. We're not quite there yet, but we're about to break out. That's pretty much what the 2-day is looking like right now. Don't mess with the 2-day money flow cross, guys. All right, time before that, we get the 2-day money flow cross, and it's actually right after the breakout happens, and that gave us the big push. All right. The time before that, we get the 2-day money flow cross back here. And we get a massive dump followed by a big pump. Now, one caveat about this. If FTX had not gone down, in my opinion, I think the bottom would have been in here for Bitcoin. The reason I say that is because all the other assets, all the other crypto assets bottomed out in June. Bitcoin was the only one that had this big capitulation here. And this is why I have that theory. Either way, the 2-day money flow cross, especially if we're not on leverage here, because this one, you would have got absolutely liquidated on leverage. But if you're on spot and you buy spot on the 2-day money flow cross, you're buying the bottom. For all intents and purposes, you're buying the bottom. So this is a very, very powerful indication. And so my assessment of this is we're in a very strong uptrend. extremely strong uptrend. We have the monthly about to print or confirm, I should say, in about 17 days, a green dot on market Cipher B here. We already have, guys, look at this. We already have the yellow oscillator crossing the 0 line already. Okay, powerful stuff. 2-week time frame. We have the confirmed green dot above the 0 line as the money flow is getting thicker here. All right, this is powerful. You have the money flow cross, then each one of these trigger waves is giving us that next big push. We go to our 12-day time frame. Look at this juicy, tight trigger wave. Plenty of room to the upside. We come to now like our 4-day. There's still room to the upside. The momentum waves are not clipping. We have the bullish divergence down here showing us a really significant bottom has come in. All right, just like we saw a bullish divergence down here showing us a very significant bottom had come in. All right, we're seeing the signs that we are going to break out of this range. All right, now, as we know, we are coming up to an area of resistance, which is the value area high of the range. So we pull our volume here. This is the blue line up here. I'll make it white so we can see. This is the value area high of the range, confluence with the Fibonacci 886. This is basically where the market now needs to make a decision collectively as a whole. Anything above this level historically has been considered overpriced for Bitcoin, right? We've determined, all of us together, buying and selling, that when Bitcoin comes to 105K, we all sell, all right? To establish this fair value zone. So it's no surprise that we're getting a wick into that level and we're forming what looks to be another bull flag, baby. All right. This ain't no BS. It's a BF. A bull flag, baby. Now, if we're going to get a pullback, it's going to happen from here. This is the last resistance before price discovery. All right. So when I look at our 2-day oscillator, I have to say to myself, if we confirm the 2-day red dot, there's a greater chance of a pullback. However, even in the event of a pullback, to me, the money flow is the king indicator, especially on market Cipher B. Money flow for me is king on market Cipher. All right. And so I expect the breakout here. I expect the breakout. I expect us to make a new high. I expect us to come probably to around $113,000 to $115,000 Bitcoin. All right, so my next target on Bitcoin is going to be up around here. That's another 11% move to the upside. I don't think we're going to hit 120 just yet. Just yet. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. That would be great. But like one of my very wise friends taught me early in life, you know, expect less and be happy with more instead of expecting more and be disappointed with less. Right? That mindset in life in general is going to help you a lot. Okay? So this is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin. In the event of a pullback, first of all, we need to be aware of, obviously, $97,000. $97,000. Major support resistance flip. Confluence with the majority of the volume, right? Why is this so significant? Because historically, the high volume node right here at 97,000, this has been where the markets considered the price of Bitcoin to be as fair price can be. As fair price can be. Meaning, if somebody bought down here and they know they bought it cheap, they might get out here at fair price. They're like, you know, I bought it on a discount, now I'm going to sell it for what it's worth. Or if someone's shorting here, they might close the short at fair price. They're like, you know what? I shorted at an expensive price. Let me take my profit at fair price. So, if the market comes down now to what historically has been considered fair price, and collectively we all decide, you know what? This ain't fair. This is cheap, right? We pump it. This is showing us a change in what is considered to be the fair value of the Bitcoin price. And so if we do get a pullback from here, coming down to the local Fibonacci golden pocket confluence with the high volume node, very juicy level, then yeah, I would be looking for that big bounce. And I don't know if we're going to get a pullback, because so far, since this low, we have gotten pump, bull flag, pump, bull flag. The pattern is pump, bull flag. So the pattern is that we're not going to come down to that level. But if we do, trust me, I'll be more excited than the time me and Carl from the Moon drove to McDonald's in his Maserati to get a Big Mac meal with my chicken. And the chicken did not order McNuggets, okay? People always ask me that. Did the chicken order McNuggets? No! No! No. We did ask the chicken on the way to McDonald's, what are you going to order? The chicken's like, it depends. But it was definitely not McNuggets, okay? So that would be a nice pullback. Second area to look for a pullback is going to have to be down around the value area low of the range. This is an extreme pullback here. Confluence with the Fibonacci golden pocket. All right. Here's why these are the two areas to look for the bounce. If we get a pullback, again, things are very bullish. I'm not saying we're going to get a pullback, but we have to be prepared for things in general. All right. If you can't be prepared, then you're going to miss the trade. Okay. If you are not prepared, you are going to miss the trade. All right. So for example, we've been prepared for this big move up to 105. All right. This is on April 21st, 2025. If we reclaim 88.5, then we're going to get the move up to 105. All right. Hence the trade that I'm in from around $86,000, which is the setup given in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. All right. We nailed it down in that lower time frame to the exact dang dollar. So if I had not been prepared for this exact move here, I mean, literally, reclaim the $88,000 level and then get the big move, I wouldn't have been able to get into this trade with the scope of reaching this target, which we hit perfectly. All right, we hit perfectly, made 20 grand because I was prepared. All right, so again, I am not saying that we're going to get a pullback. But what I am saying is we do need to be prepared for that, because if we are, then we have opportunity. It's funny to me how people always want to get bullish at the top. I'm not saying the top is in, but when we get the dips, a lot of people are scared to be bullish. But we have to look at these as a gift, okay? When we came down to this area, if you go back and watch my videos going literally all the way back to December, my view was that if the price comes down to the mid to low 70s, that would be a gift and the last opportunity of the bull run. All right. I still got a hold to that. I still think we're going to pump and see new all-time highs from that level. All right. So these are the two supports down below. Let's talk about some local areas of resistance. All right, some local areas of resistance. First of all, there is a chance of more consolidation before the breakout. We do have, if you take a look here, we have these highs. All right, let's just take a look. We've got these highs. Right here. All right, 4 of them. 4 highs, and each one is slightly lower than the one before it, which means there is liquidity here, aka stop losses, which means also we could see something like this and continue to trade in this like little range here for quite some time. All right. In fact, just the way Bitcoin likes to trade, that's probably even a little bit likely. All right. But once we are holding above 105.6, which is our value area high, then we are in the clear, in my opinion, for a big pump, a big breakout of this range. Because here's the deal. When you are in a sideways range like this, all right, and I would consider this our sideways range here for so long, since November. That's like 8 months, give or take, right? 7 months, 7, 8, I don't know. I can't do math. When you break out, you are going to have legitimate follow through. Very similar to what we saw when we finally broke out of this range. We ended up on the breakout with a 45% pump, All right, let's say this time we get a similar move. That is going to take us up to around $145,000, give or take. That's a 40% pump. And so that would actually be my final target. My local target being 115. My final target being around 145. And the reason why I say 145 is simply because of the fib level, right? If we take our Fibonacci extension, trend-based extension tool, from the bear market low in 2019 to the bull market high in 2021 to the bear market low in what year was that? Who even cares? All right. Our 2-to-1 fib extension is right there around 145, and of course our next fib level, the 1.618, is 120. So big levels for me: 120, 145. All right. That's where I'm looking based on these trend-based fib extensions. If we come to the 3.618, $250,000 Bitcoin, which some people are calling for, that would be crazy. It would really catch me off guard. All right, but like I say, I like to expect the worst and be happy if something better happens. But I do just want to, all right. This is just for fun, okay? It's just for fun. It's just for fun. Sorry. Just for fun. All right. Let's see here. Can we even take it back more here? Yeah, this is just for fun, guys. Just for fun. All right. Just for fun. We've got this channel here going all the way back to 2013 on log scale. You know, just for fun. Just for fun. If we come up to the midline of the channel here, we're talking around a $200,000, just under $200,000 Bitcoin, maybe like 170. If we come to the top of the channel, man, we're talking $500,000. It is interesting. This is just for fun, all right? But it is interesting that CZ from Binance, they asked him recently, hey, what's your bull market top prediction this cycle? He said between 500 and a million. If we just look at this here, man, this smaller channel, 300,000. Do I think Bitcoin's going to hit that? Personally, I don't. Not this cycle. But like I said, man, if it happens, am I going to be sad? No, I'm not. I'd actually be very, very happy and very thankful to God if that were to happen. All right, let's check out ETH, guys. All right, let's check out ETH. ETH, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Holding above $2,500. And we got to do ourselves the courtesy of looking at, first of all, the monthly time frame. As this monthly bullish engulfing candle is about half closed, the one thing I want to remind everybody is Bitcoin is printing a green dot on the monthly time frame above the zero line, which is great. When momentum's high, above the 60 line on market Cipher B, a green dot is great. When momentum's low, a green dot is trend changing, okay? Is trend changing. The last time we printed a green dot below the zero line, it was the bottom of the bear market. Now, ETH, we've seen something we have never seen before, ever in the history of crypto. All right? This is the bear market zone. In fact, let's use a box. This is the bear market zone, right down here. All right? We have dipped into the bear market zone. We have never seen, while Bitcoin is at all-time highs above the previous cycle high, Ethereum dipping into bear market prices. Okay? What does this mean? Well, we have a higher low, and when this green dot confirms, and look at the yellow oscillator on market Cipher B here, it's pointing upwards. It looks strong. 2 week. 2 week confirmed. The 2 week is giving us a preview of what the month is going to look like. All right? You want more clarity on the monthly? You have two choices. Choice number one, you could try and put on some glasses to see more clearly. Okay? Choice number two, just go down to a lower time frame and see, how's the lower time frame look? Bullish or bearish? Lower time frame looks bullish. All right? We go to the week. The week, something I want to point out here, these RSIs on market Cipher B are touching each other. All right, they are one. See how there's two RSIs here? All of a sudden, they touch each other. When the RSIs touch, even on low time frames, it's a powerful reversal signal. All right, it's a powerful reversal signal. You can go, even just here, like when the RSIs touch. All right, this is a 12-minute time frame now. RSIs touch. Let's zoom out now and see what happened when those RSIs touched. Okay, look, the RSIs touched. Boom, that's the bottom. It's a very powerful signal, even on these low time frames here. We are seeing that happen on the week. In my opinion, and again, this is not financial advice, and I am heavily invested in ETH. All right, in my opinion, we are gearing up to get a breakout of this triangle that is on the chart. A massive bull flag that has basically been formed from the March 2020 low and basically the bear market low of 2019. All right, this is what I'm expecting here for ETH. And here's the thing. I think it's really possible, especially if this monthly gives us the green dot. Now, it's setting us up beautifully for a cycle top, right? Because when we get that higher high, then our monthly will have our bearish divergence here, second drive, and that can give us our cycle top. But it's looking really good so far. In fact, I cannot remember a time where we've seen a chart like this look so bullish. Honestly. It's pretty crazy. We go to the daily time frame, the money flow has crossed from the purple into the blue. And locally right now, we are coming back into our range. All right, this is our sideways range. Let's actually analyze this here. Analyze this here. The doorway to higher prices right now is coming back into the fair value zone that we had established going all the way back to the beginning of 2024. We come above, on Bybit it's 27.75. We are going to get vacuum sucked up back to 4,000, all right? In fact, I believe we're being sucked up to 4,000, having reclaimed 2,000, but we've already reclaimed 2,000, and now we're at local resistance. We reclaim this, we go back up to the top. And here's the deal with these triangles, right? We have had ourselves a fake out of the triangle to the upside, which in my opinion, caught a lot of people off guard. It caught me way off guard, I'll be honest with you, because I was expecting a breakout of the triangle, but we got a fake out of the top. And now look at this. We actually have a fake out of the bottom as well. All right. So when we come back in here, classic crypto move. Form a pattern, wreck everybody who's looking at the pattern, because we got a breakout and a retest of this trend line, guys. If you remember, I was long on ETH here because we got the breakout and the retest. I took the long on ETH here. I made money on it. I hit my TP1. It was not a bad move, actually. It was like a 13% move, all right? But obviously, I was looking for $5,000 ETH. Didn't happen. We dump all the way down. Now we can fake out to the downside and actually get the breakout. We see this kind of thing happen all the time with crypto, where we get this pattern forming, we fake out both sides, and then boom, we get the real move. And right now, things are looking like they want the real move here. And yeah, so if we are going to get a pullback on ETH, again, we do need to be prepared for pullbacks here, because they can happen. Where would I look to get into an ETH long right now? Right now, all things considered, I would have to look to get into a long on ETH coming down to backtest this area here, $2,000 psychological, down to around $1,700. This is going to be a place where if we get a significant pullback, where I would look for, you know, this kind of, you might call it an inverted head and shoulder, but not really. Just simply a higher low. Just simply a higher low to make this nice rounded bottom here, right? That's where I would be looking. And if we do get a pullback on ETH to backtest below 2,000, given the context of the market, for me, that's the next big time frame opportunity. Like if I was looking for a swing long on a sign of strength, which we have now, we have a sign of strength. This is a major sign of strength. A pullback down to 2,000 or a little below, that's where you look to buy the dip. Of course, look, this is high time frame analysis. If you're looking for low time frame analysis, after this live stream in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, I'm going to be doing my low time frame day trading plan analysis, where I'll go into details about where I'd be looking for a scalp trade or even a day trade today or tomorrow or whatever, in the event that we don't get a big pullback, right? Because we've been able to take longs in the Casper Crew VIP Discord on Bitcoin, even though we haven't gotten a significant pullback, because we're looking for those local entries. All right, ETH looking nice. Got to take a look at XRP, because XRP is the life of the party. All right, we've got ourselves our sideways range. XRP has taken the liquidity at $1.77, and if I'm not mistaken, I am mistaken. No, I'm not mistaken. So we also back tested. No, we didn't do it. Yeah, I'm mistaken. What level was that? Why did I have that line marked on my chart? I don't know. Who cares? Either way, we've taken the liquidity at $1.77, fake out of the low of the range, and now we're back inside. Very bullish. All right. Now, in the context of Bitcoin, this is bullish. We're above the high volume node. This is bullish. We're coming to local resistance right now in ETH. 26,880 is our local resistance. Now we'll do some top-down analysis here. Weekly market Cipher B, printing an extremely bullish divergence. The momentum is getting lower as the price is getting higher. Very bullish divergence. All right, you can think of this as somebody throwing a rock off the roof of their house onto the trampoline. The trampoline gets that nice deep stretch, and then boom, we get that next big move. And in my opinion, the big move has not started yet. It looks like it's about to start. It has not started yet. 2-week time frame. About to confirm the green dot in 11 days. 5-day time frame. Very bullish divergence. 2-day time frame. Also hidden bullish divergences. We come down to our 4-hour time frame. As we hit the low, we do see the money flow getting higher, money coming into XRP as the price is getting lower, momentum waves. All this to say, it looks like a nice, very bullish bottom. It doesn't look like it's going to be a dead cat bounce. It looks like it's going to break out. Given the context of Bitcoin, ETH, and all this, it looks really bullish. All right, so what would I be looking for right now in the event of a pullback? Well, we know our next resistance is going to be coming in at the value area high, which we're just coming up to now. If we're going to get a pullback, it's probably going to be from $2.72. All right, so if that's the case, then we would look for two places for a buy on XRP. Number one, we'd look just for a simple backtest of $2.40. The high volume node, look for the next high. That's the high volume node on Bybit, but I trust the Bybit chart more than I trust the Binance chart. Secondly, pull our fib low to potential new high, and we have ourselves the $2 level at the value area low, right around this area. Backtest of $2 right now for XRP is extremely nice looking. Extremely nice. Why is it so nice? The reason why it's so nice is because when you establish a support zone, like we did here, where we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 taps, fake out, then you look for the backtest of that level again. And that would also just give us this really nice rounded bottom pattern here. You could say we're already making it, okay? I'm not saying we're going to get a move down there. Again, I'm saying if we do, that's going to be the level. All right, that's going to be a really good level. Okay, so yeah, basically local or level around $2.40. Major support right now at $2 overall. XRP looks extremely bullish, and I'm not going to give any financial advice here, but even a spot buy on XRP right now, I don't think is a bad idea, simply because we're still in the range. We haven't broken out yet, right? Once we break out, you miss the party. I know a lot of people only buy the breakout, For me, I don't like to do that. I don't like to buy the breakout. This is still fair price. You're buying it at fair price when the chart looks bullish, right? We're at fair price. Not financial advice. I think other assets are better buys right now than XRP. But I do think we're going to see a pump here. And just out of curiosity, let's take the measured move of this pump and see where that brings us. All right, let's just take the measured move of our bull flag here. And just as a thought experiment, let's see around where that's going to take us. Around $6. Absolutely a reasonable target for XRP. A breakout of this bull flag. Absolutely a reasonable target. $6 XRP. Man. Absolutely a reasonable target now. Looking good. Looking good. Let's take a look at Sol. Alright, Sol. Again. This is what we were looking at yesterday here. Not financial advice, but this is what I am assuming is going to be happening on Sol. We're above the high volume node. Everything looks pretty bullish. Again, what you see on your chart is not a trade signal, especially not for leverage. It's just a general plan and idea, especially if you are on spot, right? Where I think we could easily see $350 to $550 Sol coming very soon. Why do I say this? Well, we have all the bullish signs that we also see on XRP. Sol came down, took the liquidity of the bottom of the range. All right, so we had the low at 109. We had this monthly order block at 96. We get a bounce. When we look at the oscillator on Sol, what do we see? We see all across the board an extremely bullish divergence on the weekly, extremely bullish hidden divergence, very oversold, below the -50, coming down toward the -60. Momentum extremely bottomed out. When we go to lower time frames, like the 5-day, the 4-day, the 3-day, the 2-day, and the 1-day, we are seeing a very bullish divergence, deep momentum, shallow momentum, money flow coming in, giving us the coveted uneven butt cheek pattern. And it looks like a very nice bottom. All right, looks like a very nice bottom. Again, this is high time frame analysis, which means I'm not taking into account low time frame volatility. That's why I say, if you're a leverage trader, you can't take what I'm saying now and get excited to be in a leverage trade. All right, if you are holding on spot, you can definitely get excited. You know, you got to understand that there's opportunities to long and short, even in strong uptrends. All right, I mean, literally the last, you know, look at this. I've shorted Bitcoin last week. All right, I took a little scalp short on Bitcoin. I showed it during my live stream. All right, made a couple $100, even though I'm very bullish and long. All right, in multiple longs on Bitcoin over on ANTARCTIC. Best deal on fees over on BLOFIN. Check it out for all these awesome reward benefits. Link in the description. All right. But there is always going to be short-term volatility. So we got to keep that in mind when we're doing analysis. We have to understand the scope of what we're trying to do and our plans and our strategy. All right. I don't think this is an unreasonable target here to hit our 1.618 extension here on Sol. We're talking from our current high, that is about 82% move to the upside. I don't think that's unreasonable at all. All right. I want to check out another one of my favorite coins that I hold quite a bit of, which is AVAX. All right. AVAX, guys. I think this is one of the better opportunities right now because price is so low. And I do believe this coin has so much more upward potential than downward potential. Even if we come up just to the top of this local range, 7 times more upward potential than downward potential. All right, we want to talk about risk-reward ratios. Right now, look at this. Just coming back up to our current cycle high from last year, 6.5 more upward potential than downward potential. If we hit all-time highs, 20 times more upward potential than downward potential. if we make a new all-time high, let's say we hit $200, right? We're talking almost 30, 28.9 more upside potential than downside potential here. When we look at the oscillator, we go to our weekly time frame, we are seeing something, two things. It's just like ETH. We're seeing this back down in bear market prices, right? We dip below into the bear market territory. We are seeing multiple drive of bullish divergence on the weekly time frame. Price is getting lower, momentum is getting higher. When we zoom in on the weekly, what do we see? We actually see a local bullish div on the weekly. We played a game of green dot, red dot. Green dot, red dot, price comes lower, higher green dot. Extremely bullish. We go to our 3-day. Very bullish divergence. Uneven butt cheek patterns all over the place. Making me think that the low is in. Alright? That the low is in. And what's great about the low being in is we haven't seen the big follow through yet. Right? We have not seen that big follow through yet. We're just starting. And we're changing market structure on the weekly. Alright? So if we have all the hints right now of a big move, and obviously this, we were looking at this back last week before we got that big pump up already, as this being our potential setup here, at least for a spot play on AVAX. Excuse me, I gotta take a sip of my Market Cipher coffee. But we've already gotten that big move now, and it's looking pretty dang juicy, honestly. Now let's honestly. So here's the thing right now. If we get a pullback, where would I be looking to get in locally on AVAX? Pull our fib. Let's say we get a pullback from here. Basically coming back down to test the $20 region. The $20 region. Our support resistance flip. Right. We look at this as a basically it was resistance, support, support. We lost it. We reclaim. We get the back test. And then we look for that bounce. So if we do get a pullback on AVAX, the $20 region is looking good. You know, honestly, this is just looking good in general. And I'm excited, guys. I'm so excited. I'm going to just be totally open and honest with you guys, man. I have an altcoin portfolio. And I remember back in... When did ETH hit the last... When was ETH lasted for? When did Sol hit the all-time high? I contemplated with my wife, should we take some profit? And we both said no. No, we got to stick to the plan. We got to stick to our plan. We're like, right. Thanks for reminding me. Then everything tanks, right? I'll be honest with you. I had some serious, I don't want to say regret, because it's not like I regret sticking to my plan and it doesn't go my way. That's part of the plan. But I had a lot of hopes, let's just say, for actually using that money for things in real life, okay? I had plans. And it's like, alright, the Lord doesn't want that, okay. But, seeing this really does it gets me excited. It makes me think, yeah, man, we got our shot. We got our shot, alright? We've got our shot. Let's take a quick look right now at Cardano. Alright, Cardano. It's not financial advice. But we've got to be honest, we've got ourselves a Sammy cup in handy. Alright, shout out to Crypto Lifer, Sammy cup in handy. This is my impersonation of Tino from Traders Reality shouting out Sam Price. Yo, 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 ladies and gentlemen, gotta give a major, mad love and respect to Sam, Crypto Lifer. Make sure to subscribe to him over on YouTube. Alright. Happy days. We got ourselves a cup and handle. We have gotten a... Now, here, let me remove the cup and handle, because the cup and handle is like the icing on the cake here. Alright? I don't usually, like, trade cup and handles. I just use them for, like, oh, and on top of everything else, we got a cup and handle, which is a bullish pattern. Alright? We have ourselves, right now, a trend, which is making higher highs and higher lows. And we even have ourselves this channel, which we are currently trading. Alright? Within this channel, you can see we have the bear market fair value zone with the overvalued price of Cardano in the bear market, 65 cents. and the undervalued price all the way down at 23 cents. We have broken out of the 65-cent resistance. We got a rejection from the previous bull market point of control, and now we're coming back down to backtest not only the bear market fair value zone, showing that what used to be considered overvalued is now considered undervalued, but we're also backtesting the Fibonacci golden pocket right at that level. All right. Meanwhile, we're forming a bullish descending channel, right? We're forming a bull flag in the middle of an ascending channel, right? So we've got our flagpole, we've got our bull flag, we're bouncing from key support. When we break this, I think we can break the actual top of the channel, all right? So we have bullish market structure. We have a bullish breakout and a bullish backtest, flipping resistance into support. We take a look at market Cipher B, and you know, I have to say, it's the weekly time frame. We have the sign of a bottom here, bullish divergence, money flow and momentum. Then we make a higher low with a trigger wave, all right? Then, look at this. We actually have a hidden bullish divergence right here on the weekly as the price is back testing key support. So we have a bottom signal, a continuation signal 1, continuation signal number 2. Then we come to our 2-day time frame here. Oversold momentum. Let's go to our 12-hour. Oh, well, you know what's interesting here is if we don't include the wick, we have a really nice bullish div down here. If we do include the wick, we don't have that, which is quite interesting to me, actually. So the medium time frames on Cardano are not as bullish as they are on some of these other coins, but all things considered, if we're going to weigh the bullish factors and the bearish factors, I say there's way more bullish factors here than bearish factors. Cardano is a very strong asset, contrary to what people want to say. All right, people have been saying ETH and Cardano dead. Come on. Come on. All right. Add to that the cup and handle, and we have our target. When we break this bull flag and break the cup and handle neckline, we're talking a $6 Cardano. Is that unreasonable? No, it's not unreasonable at all. That's not unreasonable at all. Considering last cycle top, you know, we were at $3. That's not unreasonable at all, in my opinion, right? From where we're at right now, we're talking a 600, 700% gain. Absolutely possible, man. Cardano's a sleeping giant. It's going to catch people off guard, baby. In my opinion. Now, I hold a lot of Cardano, and I'm looking to sell at $5. All right, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm looking to sell my Cardano to front run $5. All right? I'm not looking to come all the way up to $6. I'm looking to front run $5 for my major TPs on Cardano. All right, just so you guys know. Just so y'all know. Man, oh man. Guys, make sure to like, subscribe. Look, we have over 1,000 people in the house. Only about a third have liked. So, people saying it's impossible to do the giveaway. Look, we got the people in the house. Just hit the like. Bitcoin good. I think this next born will be massive for alts. Selling my firstborn to buy more Ripple. Oh my goodness, God forbid. May the thought perish. Thank you for the super chat, Robert Harold. Lost Liberty, hey, can you check Telcoin? Thank you for the super chat. Shout out to Crypto Junkie. Peek at Ondo, please. Thank you so much for the super chat. Major shout out to Robert Harold again. So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. Galatians 6:9 in the New Living Translation. Amen, bro. Amen. All right. Let's see here. Let's take a look back at Bitcoin quickly. It is a Wednesday. A lot of times that weekly high and low comes in on the Wednesday, guys. We're getting a little bit of a pump on Bitcoin. 12-minute money flow about to cross. All right, 12-minute money flow about to cross. Check out the 6. 6 looking nice. Check out the day. Look at this daily candle, man. The bears shot their shot. The bears shot their best shot. But so far, we're getting that hammer candle to the upside. That's what I'm talking about. To the upside, baby, let it ride like a water slide. All right, Telcoin. Check out Tel real quick here. All right, this is kind of my idea on Telcoin. This is my idea on Telcoin. And you know what's funny? Is we're literally rejecting right from value area high, confluence with the Fibonacci. Technical analysis absolutely works. Let's remove all this. I don't exactly remember the context of when I was giving this analysis here. But either way, Telcoin looks very bullish on the weekly? No. Let's see. Where was it? Where was it? Was it here? No. Okay, I don't remember the context of this. All right, so we do have a bullish div on the daily. We have no bull div on the 4-hour. All right, so we're rejecting from local resistance right now, which means if I was looking for an entry on Tel, I would be pulling my fib from low to high, and I would be looking to get in right here at the previous support. All right, that's where I'd be looking right now. That's going to be coming in around 50 cents. When I say 50 cents, I mean 50.72, not Satoshis, whatever that is. All right, 50.70, give or take. That would be the local support right now on Tel. I have to say, money flow looks bullish. We're at support. We've had a bullish deviation back into the range. Now this is our local range to trade right here. Coming back down to the bottom of this local range would be the place to look. All right, let's check out Ondo. All right, Ondo. We have a very similar formation down here. Let's remove this. I don't remember the context of this analysis here, so I'm just gonna remove all of it. So Ondo, I'd say we have our really key support resistance flip right around 96 cents. And we have a decent looking low on the daily. Do we have enough data for the weekly? We have a money flow cross on the weekly. We have a nice looking bottom on the 12-hour. I have to say the same thing, right? If I was looking for a local entry on this, I would have to be looking at our historic support resistance flip, which is going to be going back to these highs and this low. All right, now confluence with our Fibonacci golden pocket around 83 cents. We're going to move to 83. That's the golden entry zone. Things do look bullish, and here's the deal. You know, if we're going to have an alt season, yeah, all this is going to pump. We also have this. You know, we're bouncing from the bottom of the channel, which means probabilities are we make our way back to the top of the channel at some point. All right. I don't own any Ondo, but we do see some bullish signs at support, and we're heading into, in my opinion, an extremely bullish time for altcoins. All right, extremely bullish time for altcoins. Shout out to Wavy, says, Jay, Natty, son, can you check Brett? Can you check Brett? Sui, Fartcoin, Apecoin, Neuralcoin. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Memory Man in the chat. Shout out to Crypto Crank. Take a look at Chainlink. Chainlink is, wow, your Cardano target is 10 to 12. You know, this is why I always say, like, expect the worst and be happy with the best. Because, you know, that's the only way you're not going to get disappointed. But hey, I hope it works out for you. ICP, Polkadot. What's better? One-arm dumbbell rows or barbell rows? In which grip do you use? Mix it up, bro. Mix it up. That's the key. You got to mix up your lifts to prevent overuse injury. I love barbell rows, T-bar rows with the barbell and the landmine. I love dumbbell rows with both grips. You know, you use a neutral grip, you can target more of the lat. You use an overhand grip, you can target more of the upper back. I'll tell you, my two favorite back exercises, variations of those bent rows, are the dumbbell row with a neutral grip and the T-bar row where you use like a close grip, like lat pull down thingy on the barbell. Because with the T-bar row, it actually will work your glutes and hamstrings and your upper back a lot. Like your rhomboids and your traps get hit because of the more upright torso angle. And when you're using heavy weight and you got to use some hip momentum in there, I'll tell you, the next day my hamstrings and my glutes are sore. In fact, sometimes that will be my posterior chain exercise only for the week is the T-bar row. I'm telling you, man. You'll wake up the next morning with sore traps, sore rhomboids, sore rear delts, and sore butt and sore hamstrings, man. Honestly, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right. All right, guys, I gotta head out, man. I love you all. May God bless you all in Jesus' name. May the Lord bless you and protect you. And make sure to check out the Casper Crew VIP Discord, where we will be going live in about 45 minutes to go over our low time frame scalping plan for the day and for the rest of the week for Bitcoin and altcoins. So check it out, jasoncaspertrading.com. Also, make sure to check out Antarctic Exchange. Make sure to check out BLOFIN. And make sure to check out my free course, guys. All right, free course on YouTube. Got the playlist. We got 9 videos thus far. Check it out. All right. God bless you guys. Peace.